Jaehwan speaks. Tell me where the dream demon is. Actually, no. Bring the demon to me. One of them asks, has he lost his damn mind? Jaehwan responds, were you seriously thinking of fighting an entire fortress? You must be kidding. The Master of Darkness leans close. Be careful. Those guys are 4th stage adapted players. Anyone above the 4th stage is considered advanced. So watch out. Black Fox Clent asks, why? Are you afraid I might lose? No, the Master of Darkness replies. Come to think of it, I don't think you'll lose. How arrogant, comes a voice from the distance. A figure leaps forward with devastating force, tearing through the space between them in a blur of speed and power. A voice cries out from the distance. I'll teach you some manners, you cocky bastard. The figure with spiky hair descends with devastating speed. The figure with spiky hair descends with devastating speed, raising their weapon as blue energy erupts around them. The figure with spiky dark hair takes the full force of the blue energy blast. What the? They stagger back, but their eyes narrow as they realize, he dodged it? One of the figures in purple robes stares in shock. I thought he was a non-adapted player. The figure with spiky dark hair dominates the space before them, wrapped in dark swirling energy. Is he an abyss warrior? The only one to avoid my shallow stab so far was a 5-horned beast. One of the figures in purple robes asks, are 4th stage adapted players around the same level as those beasts? The figure with spiky dark hair replies, actually, that beast survived the stab instead of dodging it, so I guess it's stronger than these guys. The Master of Darkness gazes forward with cold resolve. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Claire cries out, ah! The Master of Darkness regards her with cold indifference. Claire closes her eyes, pained. The figure in purple robes with long dark hair raises a blade over Claire. I dare you to try that again. If you do, this old hag is dead meat. The figure with short spiky hair, pale skin and sharp facial features with purple tinted hair erupts. What are you waiting for? Attack them. He slashes downward with white energy blazing. Shut up, or I'll hit you for real. A figure in purple robes with long dark hair calls out, hang in there, Claire. We'll save you. From below, another voice shouts, we can do it, right? The figure with short spiky hair, pale skin, and sharp facial features with purple tinted hair looks confused. Why is she asking me? They hold glowing blue energy in their hands. I'm only here for the dream demon. The figure with short spiky hair, pale skin and sharp facial features with purple tinted hair declares, if anyone gets in my way, hostage or enemy, I'll just brush them aside. With overwhelming force, they seize their target. Below, the figure in purple robes with long dark hair cries out, she's human. A figure with long flowing dark red hair, pale skin and dark tendrils of power surrounding them faces the figure with short spiky hair, pale skin and sharp facial features with purple tinted hair. The figure with short spiky hair, pale skin and sharp facial features with purple tinted hair seizes their target by the throat. HGHGH. The figure with long flowing dark red hair, pale skin and dark tendrils of power surrounding them reacts with fury. You. The figure with short spiky hair, pale skin and sharp facial features with purple tinted hair and the figure with long flowing dark red hair, pale skin and dark tendrils of power surrounding them clash with devastating power. The figure with short spiky hair, pale skin and sharp facial features with purple tinted hair demands, don't just stand there, attack them. The figure with short spiky hair, pale skin and sharp facial features with purple tinted hair shouts, hurry! Damn it. A violent burst of light tears through the battlefield. The figure with short, spiky hair, pale skin, and sharp facial features, with purple-tinted hair towers above the battlefield, commanding immense power. Jaehwan braces himself against the onslaught of energy. A catastrophic wave of energy. The catastrophic wave of energy engulfs everything. The city erupts in light and chaos. A catastrophic beam of energy cuts through the heavens. The catastrophic wave of energy continues its descent. A massive claw emerges from the light above, and everything beneath it is obliterated. Structures shattered, the earth itself torn asunder. The catastrophic beam of light continues its relentless descent toward the city below. The figure with spiky dark hair looks on in shock as the catastrophic beam of light continues its descent. What's going on? The Lion of Normyong looks up at the catastrophic beam descending toward the city. Is that? The figure with spiky dark hair commands, "Let's get moving." A subordinate responds, "Yes, sir." A subordinate shouts, "We have a problem, boss!" The soundproof wall has been destroyed. The figure with short spiky hair and pale skin with purple-tinted hair stares in shock. The figure with short spiky hair and pale skin with purple-tinted hair exhales sharply. Surround the pub!" the command rings out. The Witch of Destruction shouts, "Yes, sir!" Below, surrounded by soldiers in the dust-filled chamber, the figure with short spiky hair and pale skin with purple-tinted hair calls out, "Jaehwan!" The Lion of Normyong demands, "What's going on here?" The figure with short spiky hair and pale skin with purple-tinted hair speaks. "Good timing." The Lion of Normyong replies, "These guys here violated your precious legal code." The figure with short spiky hair and pale skin with purple-tinted hair speaks. "I'm no expert, but I'm guessing this is a violation of Article 276, Paragraph 4 of the Gorgon Criminal Code." The figure with short spiky hair and pale skin with purple-tinted hair speaks. "I think they are part of a conspiracy to use this pub as a base to destroy this world." Confronting the woman inside, they cry out, "You're the one trying to destroy this world." The figure with short spiky hair and pale skin with purple-tinted hair speaks. "I see. In accordance with Article 174, Paragraph 4 and Article 124, Paragraph 6 of the Gorgon Criminal Code, I'm charging you with illegal destruction of private property within the premises of the city, as well as abduction of a resident. You're hereby under arrest." Oh crap, I recognize that gesture. Retreat for now. The figure with short spiky hair and pale skin with purple-tinted hair, now revealed in their full power, demands, "Do you think you can escape?" The figure with short spiky hair and pale skin with purple-tinted hair is caught in glowing blue chains, struggling against the restraint. A burst of cyan energy erupts outward. The Lion of Normyong stands amid the aftermath, robes billowing. The Master of Darkness, surrounded by glowing cyan energy, declares, "Resistance is futile." Like hell it is. The figure with short spiky hair and pale skin with purple-tinted hair is hurled backwards. Jaehwan has made his move. Jaehwan and the Master of Darkness collide in combat, their blades igniting in brilliant cyan light as the conflict reaches its apex. Jaehwan and the Master of Darkness clash, their blades locked in brilliant cyan light. The two forces collide with devastating force. Rain streaks across a purple-tinted sky as tremendous force radiates outward. Jaehwan, mid-strike, shouts, "Die, you son of a bitch!" The clash reaches its crescendo. Jaehwan channels his power, hand thrust upward, driving the Master of Darkness back in a torrent of cyan light. The clash erupts in a devastating burst of light. The clash erupts in a devastating burst of cyan and blue lightning, hurling Jaehwan back through the air. The clash has ended. Jaehwan stands in a vast courtyard, enclosed by towering wooden walls. Above, the sky opens clear and blue, stars glinting faintly in the daylight. Tattered banners hang from the walls, and sparks drift slowly through the still air. The Master of Darkness presses down with overwhelming force. In the cavern below, glowing chains bind a figure in dark robes. Urge, I give up. The stone fist slams down. Wise choice. The figure in dark robes, bound by glowing chains, continues. I guess it's true that you're as Nav as you are righteous. The Master of Darkness brings the stone fist crashing down. A devastating burst of purple energy tears through the cavern. A burst of devastating power floods through the cavern. I can't believe he just used the black cloud. The figure in dark robes, bound by glowing chains, reports. I think Junior breathed in a bit of the black cloud. The figure with spiky dark hair in a dark cloak shouts, "Be boss!" Grabbing them amid the chaos, the figure with spiky dark hair seethes. You fool! I told you to wear your mask properly. You might live if you only breathed in a little bit. Hang in there. The Master of Darkness says, I'm surprised you used the black cloud without the Ark's permission. Is the Witch of Destruction that tough? I thought you agreed to capture her and bring her to me alive. I don't want her dead. The Master of Darkness says, it wasn't because of the witch. I had the silver bonds on me. The figure with spiky dark hair in a dark cloak demands, the silver bonds? You mean that annoying prick is in there now? The figure in dark robes, bound by glowing chains, responds, that's right. The figure with spiky dark hair in a dark cloak laughs. Hee hee! So that stubborn bastard breathed in the black cloud, huh? Serves him right. This is going to be quite the show. The figure with spiky dark hair in a dark cloak, troubled, calls out, Janya. The figure with spiky dark hair in a dark cloak looks back. Who's that guy? The figure with spiky dark hair in a dark cloak addresses the figure in dark robes, bound by glowing chains. You're going to bring the dream demon to me right now. A burst of blue and white energy erupts in a violent collision. The figure with spiky dark hair in a dark cloak demands, who is he? Then, frustrated, damn it. I'd like to know too. How the hell did he survive the black cloud? Janya calls out, I've never heard of someone from Nokmyung without antennas. The figure with spiky dark hair in a dark cloak, staring up at the towering shadow before him, murmurs, but not even Nokmyung could do this. The towering shadow above speaks out, are you guys with them too? The Master of Darkness speaks. How annoying. The Master of Darkness raises their hand, engulfed in swirling purple and black energy. I didn't want to have to use this. I hate relying on items. Garnak's power. The Master of Darkness towers above, their power now fully unleashed. A figure nearby staggers back in horror. What the hell is that? The massive Garnak surges forward into brutal collision, rage incarnate. The Master of Darkness commands the full force of Garnak's power. Jaehwan braces himself against the overwhelming surge of destructive energy engulfing the battlefield. The Master of Darkness and Jaehwan's blades meet in a catastrophic collision, waves of purple and white energy tearing across the battlefield. Rain falls on the battlefield. Jaehwan moves forward. Is he a monster? The unknown figure shouts. You deal with him, the Master of Darkness commands. The figure in dark armor grips their blade as purple energy swirls around them. Son of a, they shout. Their opponent, the Master of Darkness, breathes heavily, sweat dripping as they strain against the collision of their clash. The Master of Darkness lies fallen. Janmyong, Jaehwan shouts, his face twisted in anguish. Janmang! The two fighters collide once more, blades screaming against each other. Jaehwan stands, breathing hard. Damn it! I can't believe it's all over just like that. The Master of Darkness plants their foot firmly. There's one way for you to walk away from here alive. Amid the vast ruins beneath the glowing sky, the unknown figure demands an answer, their voice cutting through the stillness. The figure in dark armor, Jaehwan, and the figure with purple hair stand frozen in the moment, surrounded by the shadow of the towering cross above them. From the darkness, a voice cuts through. Where did you hide the dream demon? The title card reads, The World After the Fall. The Master of Darkness demands, Dream demon? If I tell you that, it won't matter if you let me go. Beasts Reign towers above, speaking with grim finality. Because if he finds out, I'll wish I were dead anyway. An unknown figure stares upward in shock. Who's he? The Master of Darkness stands firm. There's one way for you to walk away from here alive. Jaehwan demands, Tell me where the dream demon is. The Master of Darkness pauses. You think I'm afraid of death? Jaehwan steps closer. No, but I think you're afraid of something worse. The Master of Darkness's hand clenches, white light gathering. You dare presume to know what I fear. The figure in purple hair crashes to the ground, surrounded by surging light. I'm doomed no matter what I do. There's only one option left. The figure in purple hair grabs the crystalline blue object with both hands. White light crackles with intense energy. Is that? The Master of Darkness shouts, A stone of fallen souls. The figure in purple hair, still clutching the crystalline blue object, mutters, It's like everyone here is addicted to drugs. The figure in purple hair holds up the stone of fallen souls, looking towards the Master of Darkness above. I can see why you might think that. The figure with purple hair clutches the stone of fallen souls. But those aren't drugs. It's the only way to lower their spirit contamination level. Because no one, the figure writhes in agony as their body crackles with power. The figure with purple hair shouts, Wants to become an undead. A massive eruption of power tears through the air. A massive eruption of power tears through the air. A massive creature, wreathed in purple energy, snarls, its fangs bared. Lightning crackles across its claws as it channels a surge of devastating power. Two figures face each other across an abyss, the air alive with purple and blue energy. The Master of Darkness unleashes a torrent of power. Garnak writhes under the assault, crying out, Ah! The Master of Darkness continues the relentless barrage. Garnak cries out in agony as the power consumes it, and another voice screams out in pain. The Master of Darkness lets out a cry. Ah! The Master of Darkness surveys the devastation, voice rising. So this is what this world really looks like. The Master of Darkness's power coalesces into a vast, burning form. Concentric rings of red light blazing in the void above. The Master of Darkness towers above the devastation. What good is dignity in a world like this? What was I so afraid of? Its massive claws flex. I can do whatever I want. The Master of Darkness looms in the void, its dual set of eyes blazing, gold above, crimson below, as power crackles around it. A voice shouts from somewhere off. There you are, you little bastard! The Master of Darkness lunges forward with a primal roar. The Master of Darkness recoils with a shout of shock as something strikes it from the side. Jaehwan stands amid the chaos, his blade burning with blue light as the Master of Darkness writhes around him. The Master of Darkness, its yellow eyes blazing, shouts, How on earth? As it writhes, its massive form is consumed in a maelstrom of red devastation and power. Amid the maelstrom of red devastation, a single thought breaks through the chaos. Could humans possibly exist in a world like this? Beast's Reign pauses, its gaze penetrating. HMM strange. A massive demonic presence towers amid the inferno. Even with suspicion, I can't see this guy's true nature. The unknown observer's consciousness drifts through the chaos. Oh well. The Master of Darkness looms massive and furious against the crimson chaos, while below, Jaehwan grips his blade, its light burning blue-white against the darkness. The Master of Darkness speaks. It doesn't matter. Jaehwan surges forward, wreathed in blue energy, his momentum cutting through the chaos. Garnak's overwhelming presence fills the void. Jaehwan strikes with devastating force, his blade blazing against the Master of Darkness. The impact sends the creature reeling, its dark form fragmenting under the assault. Garnak's overwhelming presence fills the void, its massive form writhing against the encroaching blue light. Garnak's roar shakes the space around it, an overwhelming force of raw power. A figure flees through the frozen forest, away from the towering darkness that looms behind. It's raining. A figure in dark winter clothing surveys the chaos around them, the rain falling against a world painted in shades of red and shadow. Again. In the freezing rain and snow, a figure in dark winter clothing grips their weapon tight. What the heck was that thing? In the freezing darkness, a voice cuts through. I hope one of those guys from the pub knows where the dream demon is. The figure hangs suspended in the chaos, surrounded by the red storm. Don't get too close, sir. A figure with long, dark red hair stands in the shadows. You're still sick, I see. I inspect Jaehwan. A figure in ornate white and gold armor with a brown masked face leans close. Sound the alarm in the castle. A crushing grip closes in from all sides. A figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, wearing dark winter clothing, cries out from the crimson void, "Kill me!" The figure with long dark red hair speaks through the darkness, while I'm still myself. The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, wearing dark winter clothing speaks. I don't understand. In thought, whenever I see her, why does suspicion waver? The figure with long dark red hair speaks, and oblivion seemed to fade away. Jaehwan's grip tightens, but still. There's no room for emotions on this journey of mine. I won't hesitate. The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, wearing dark winter clothing shouts, "Wait!" But Jaehwan's grip tightens around their hand anyway. Claire shouts, "It might not be too late." The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, wearing dark winter clothing responds, "Ma'am, you need to go to the hospital." The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, wearing dark winter clothing shouts, "Just wait a bit longer." The world after the fall. A detachment of armoured soldiers stands guard outside the fortress checkpoint, their ornate spears held steady as dark clouds gather overhead. An unseen figure asks, "Do you think she'll make it?" The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, wearing dark winter clothing responds, "If she keeps turning into an undead like this, then there's almost no hope." They lie still, their eyes closed, as steady beeping sounds continue around them. The massive armoured guards loom on either side. A system window flashes, Gorgon Level 4 alert. Red warning banners strobe across a darkening sky. A caption appears, Mino undead appearance in the castle. James shouts, "Run, everyone!" Naven, bewildered, "What's going on?" A system message flashes across the screen, "Please evacuate immediately." Naven peers around the corner, frantic. Where are we supposed to go? A creature of nightmare looms before us, black-skinned and tusked, its form a mass of wrinkled darkness, wreathed in shadow. Something massive strikes at him. A creature of nightmare strikes, the figure in white robes slashing through the writhing darkness, as tendrils lash around them, the world erupting in chaos. The figure in dark winter clothing bursts forward in a blur of motion. The creature lashes out with devastating force, scattering its opponents through the air like broken dolls. The battle rages on, the massive creature of nightmare bearing down upon them as the figure in white robes and their companions fight to survive the onslaught. The creature lashes out with crushing force. The figure in dark winter clothing stands victorious, his red coat swirling around him as the battle rages beneath him in the collapsing world. A figure peers through the gap in the metal structures. Are you the guy Mino mentioned? The figure in dark winter clothing stands over Naven and speaks. The one who ignores all the rules around here. You judge our world according to your own standards and decide who's human or not. The figure in dark winter clothing turns to address his counterpart. I'm very familiar with people like you. I've already seen some before. The figure in dark winter clothing speaks down to their opponent. People haven't adapted to this place out of ignorance. They don't have a choice. The figure in white robes counters, you mean they lack courage. The figure in dark winter clothing falls silent. The figure in dark winter clothing speaks. Courage for what? Courage. The figure in dark winter clothing cries out, higher ideals. From below, the figure in white robes responds, greater justice. I bet those are the kinds of things you seek, huh? Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm not brave enough to know what you're thinking. The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, and dark winter clothing speaks with conviction. But I do know one thing. The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, and dark winter clothing speaks. That's what makes you dangerous. The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, and dark winter clothing. I wish you wouldn't leave this place. The figure in white robes responds. You need to leave. 4 figures stand together in a blue chamber, their hands raised and glowing with power. The figure with long dark red hair speaks. Seeing you gives people hope. The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, and dark winter clothing hears the Master of Darkness say, the longer you stay, the more miserable everyone will be. The figure with long dark red hair cries out in anguish, I can't stand people like you. The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, and dark winter clothing cries out, please don't give up on this world. The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, and dark winter clothing asks, how much medicine do we have left? The woman with long dark red hair, pale skin, and dark winter clothing sits beside the figure in white robes. We used up most of it to stabilize the castle, Lord, so there isn't much left. The figure in golden armor exhales sharply. Damn it! The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, and dark winter clothing shouts, gather all the medicine you can find. The figure in white robes responds, yes, sir. The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, and dark winter clothing notices something. Is that the horn of a horned beast? Gloved hands pry open a large concrete pot. Inside are curved horns. I didn't know they used it for that. The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, and dark winter clothing shouts, shoot, not even a 3-horned beast is enough to cleanse him. Dark power surges across Inspector Javier's body. Hang in there, Inspector Javier. The figure in white robes peers around a corner. Is there no way to turn someone back once they become undead? The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, and dark winter clothing shouts, do you think I'd be doing this if I had the answer to that? As they tear desperately at the white cloth. The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, and dark winter clothing shouts. The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, and dark winter clothing looks on in horror. A brown-skinned figure with orange glowing eyes, wild brown hair and a beard, wearing a white shirt and grey cloak, cries out in distress as three uniformed officers in white naval caps with golden trim close in around them. A figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, and dark winter clothing calls out, "Jaehwan!" The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, and dark winter clothing lies in bed. "Do me a favor," they whisper. "Please, kill me." The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, and dark winter clothing speaks. "You're the only one who can do it." They turn back with renewed determination. Don't people usually ask for help in situations like this? The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, and dark winter clothing recalls, Gorgon Special Act, Article I, Paragraph 4. They continue, their form fragmenting. Anyone whose soul begins eroding must be, and with fierce resolve, loyal right to the bitter end. The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, and dark winter clothing speaks. "But you know, if I just had a few more people like you around, I wouldn't have been stuck in that damn tower for 40 years. The figure in dark winter clothing collapses into the arms of a uniformed officer. A system message flashes. He will soon turn into an undead. Get back, everyone! A stone fist the size of a building comes down hard. Jaehwan, captain of Undead Eradication Unit, 5th stage adapted player. The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, and dark winter clothing shouts, "Captain Jaehwan!" A uniformed officer in a white naval captain's uniform with a gold-trimmed hat speaks, in accordance with Article 1, Paragraph 4 of the Gorgon Special Act. His fist clenches, the moment heavy with consequence. A resolve crystallizes in thought. I must immediately eliminate Carlton Javier, inspector of the Northern Checkpoint. The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, and dark winter clothing remains suspended in the crimson void as the world collapses around them. Chaos is a spirit world, so no one ever dies of old age. But spirits in chaos do become contaminated over time. Unable to withstand the pressure of endless time, spirits gradually become contaminated and lose their memories. If someone doesn't take a pill in time and the contamination reaches a critical level, they become undead. Even the weakest undead are as deadly as a three-horned beast. So when an undead appears, the 4 great fortresses of chaos immediately shut down. And eliminating the undead becomes their top priority. Jaehwan, his jaw clenched, his resolve absolute. I must immediately eliminate. He swings his weapon with savage force. Carlton Javier, inspector of the Northern Checkpoint. A figure grabs hold of the railing. In that moment, the Master of Darkness's eyes snap open. The Master of Darkness speaks. You can't kill him. I still have some questions for him. The Master of Darkness shouts, He blocked my sword with his bare hands. They strain against each other in the standoff. Jaehwan speaks, I don't know who you are, sir. A figure speaks, but Carlton here is going to become an undead soon. It would be disastrous if a 5th stage adapted player turned into an undead. We're simply trying to prevent that from happening. The figure with long blonde hair in ornate golden armor speaks in alarm. He's turning into an undead. The demonic figure speaks. Then why don't you use this? Naven stares in shock. It's a Garnak horn. There might be hope with that. Jaehwan drives his fist forward with a shout. The figure with long blonde hair in ornate golden armor recoils in shock. Ah, how can you just crush something so valuable? 2 monstrous forms clash in violent motion. Stone grinds against steel. Thank goodness. It looks like the number on the gauge has stopped going up, says Inspector Javier. The figure with long blonde hair in ornate golden armor calls out to him. Inspector Javier. A figure with long blonde hair in ornate golden armor flinches, their expression twisted with anguish. Mino. A system window materializes. Warning. Spirit contamination level has exceeded 95%. Undead transformation is beginning. The Witch of Destruction coughs violently. There's no way to stop it now. Someone get Kionyo. Jaehwan grips his wrapped weapon as a smaller figure clings desperately to his arm. He can do an undead slash. A figure with brown hair on the left asks, "Undead slash?" Chonghyo nods. "Yes, it's a skill I learned long ago. The undead slash cuts right through contamination. We learn the doctor is currently in the castle on important business, and they can't call him here just for this." A figure with brown hair on the left asks, "Just for this?" The figure with long blonde hair in ornate golden armor stamps down with devastating force. Jaehwan, "I'm afraid there's no choice. Step aside." The figure with long blonde hair in ornate golden armor raises their hand, white light gathering as dark tendrils coil around the blade forming there. They swing it down with devastating force. Jaehwan, "I'll kill her myself, since I'm the one she asked." The figure with long blonde hair in ornate golden armor stands ready, muscles tense, as the tension escalates. The figure with long blonde hair in ornate golden armor shouts down, "What the hell do you think you're doing?" The figure with brown hair on the left cries out, "Stop that right now." A surge of red energy and lightning tears through the air around a massive stone face. The younger man with dark spiky hair cries out in shock. A fist, dark tendrils coiling around it, descends into a spreading storm of white light. The two figures stand at the edge of the abyss as the energy surges upward around them. A burst of teal energy tears across the air as the younger man with dark spiky hair reacts in shock. The Master of Darkness looms above. The younger man with dark spiky hair, now wrapped in a green-grey cloak, finds himself suspended in a storm of particles. Where the hell? The younger man with dark spiky hair, still suspended in the darkness, speaks. "Hey!" He stands before a massive dark creature, one of its limbs reaching across a fallen log. How did my dear Mino end up like this? The younger man with dark spiky hair reaches out, grasping at the figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, and dark tendrils of power. "I'll help you, poor child." The man with orange spiky hair and white goggles looks up. "HMM?" The younger man with dark spiky hair staggers back. "Ah, who are you?" The massive dark creature, Mino transformed, bellows at him. "What are you doing in my world?" The younger man with dark spiky hair pauses. The figure with long dark red hair, pale skin, and dark tendrils of power speaks from above. Why does such a noble soul give off such petty energy? Almost like a 5-year-old. The Master of Darkness peers down. Suspicion isn't working. Below, in the sickly glow, the figure with brown hair attending to the creature speaks. Is this old man the source of her spirit contamination? The younger man with dark spiky hair thinks, maybe killing him will save Mino. A burst of motion. The younger man with dark spiky hair shouts, "I have to save her!" The younger man with dark spiky hair plummets downward through the building. The younger man with dark spiky hair stares in disbelief. "He blocked my sword. How did you block my ordinary slash?" The younger man with dark spiky hair slash connects. The old man goes flying. Is that? A demonic figure with long white hair and pale skin stares in outrage. "How dare you intrude on my world? Who are you?" The younger man with dark spiky hair drives his fist forward. The impact cracks through the air. A hand grips a small dark device with teal components. AH. Below, the younger man with dark spiky hair watches in horror as his weapon tumbles from his grasp onto the snowy ground. "My 4-horned beast blade." The younger man with dark spiky hair rounds on his opponent. "You broke my precious sword, you bastard!" The demonic figure with long white hair and pale skin looks down in cold fury. Mino, looking down through the window, cries out, "Doctor, I thought you were with the castle lord. What are you doing here?" Then, with urgency, "Who cares about the castle lord? I can't just let someone so beautiful die." Below, the demonic figure with long white hair and pale skin stands motionless in the snow, wreathed in dark power. The demonic figure with long white hair and pale skin stares in shock. What do you mean?" The tall man in the tan coat with a red scarf rounds on the younger man with dark spiky hair, shouting, "And you, young man, what are you going to do now? You ruined my undead slush." The younger man with dark spiky hair, wrapped in his tan cloak, responds grimly, "Only the sword of a four-horned beast or higher can perform undead slushes." The tall man in the tan coat with a red scarf shouts out, "Wait, that sword!" The younger man with dark spiky hair, seated and wrapped in his tan cloak, holds the blade aloft as golden radiance spills from it. "Where did you get such a pretty sword?" The younger man with dark spiky hair examines the blade. Look at how shiny the handle is. The sheath is made of a five-horned beast's horn. The tall man in the tan coat with a red scarf stares in astonishment. The sheath is made of a five-horned beast's horn. He reaches out, seizing the younger man's shoulder. "How did you find such a precious—" The figure with long black hair and a distinctive white mask-like feature on his face leans forward. "If I let you use this sword, can you save her?" The figure with long black hair and a distinctive white mask-like feature on his face grins. "Ha! Are you kidding? Of course." The massive dark-armored creature sweeps its curved blade through the air. The younger man with dark spiky hair watches, wrapped in his tan cloak, gripping the sword. He's letting a complete stranger just use his sword like this. A demonic figure with long white hair, pale skin, sharp features, and intense expression reflects. He must be very confident in his abilities. The figure with long black hair and a distinctive white mask-like feature speaks. Anyway, that doesn't matter right now. The younger man with dark spiky hair grips the sword as it glows with purple light. A demonic figure with long white hair and pale skin observes, "Wow, such unusual energy. The sword is just like its owner." The tall man with long dark hair, a goatee, and a tan coat with a red scarf engages in a fierce clash with the massive dark-armored creature, their collision erupting in cascades of purple light. The figure with long black hair and a distinctive white mask-like feature rises into the air, luminous and transcendent, consumed by cascading cyan energy. Below, the massive dark-armored creature's curved blade cuts through dark water in a final devastating sweep, and the younger man with dark spiky hair sinks into the depths below. Mino, transformed into a massive dark creature with bulbous form and thick dark appendages wreathed in magical auras, grins wide. "Let me show you what I can do." The figure with long black hair and a distinctive white mask-like feature ascends, bathed in brilliant cyan light. The figure with long black hair and a distinctive white mask-like feature descends through shattering crimson void. The younger man with dark spiky hair stands alone in the devastation, his sword lowered. The tall man with long dark hair, a goatee and a tan coat with a red scarf collapses to the ground, bleeding and exhausted. Mino, transformed into a massive dark creature with bulbous form and thick dark appendages, grins with satisfaction. It's finally over. But the demonic figure with long white hair, pale skin and sharp features watches with cold certainty. The tower's apex has fallen. What emerges now will reshape everything. The younger man with dark, spiky hair raises his head, eyes blazing. No, this isn't the end. A burst of brilliant white and purple light erupts from him, consuming the collapsing void. Is that the same spell from before? A burst of brilliant teal light erupts. The same incandescent power unleashed once before. Jaehwan shouts, "No!" This reminds me of when I use suspicion to see. A voice shouts from elsewhere, "Wait right there, kid! I'll be done soon!" The unknown erupts in a cataclysm of dark power, tendrils of shadow and force radiating outward across the battlefield. Jaehwan braces himself in the maelstrom, gripped by forces tearing the world apart around him. This is the world that Old Man sees, the world after the fall. A burst of force tears through the battlefield. The figure's hand descends, and reality settles into devastation. The dark-haired man hesitates, then asks, "You okay there?" He glances down at his weapon. "Shoot, I don't have enough mana. If it weren't for that damn castle lord." The unknown utters a shout of effort as the world collapses around him, rain and debris descending in torrents. The world tears itself asunder. The unknown cries out, "This world is falling apart," as their body dissolves into the chaos surrounding them. In the wreckage of the fallen world, a rapt, hollow-faced creature looks up through the void. "No! My drawing!" it cries out. Then, wreathed in the ruins around it, it speaks again. "I'm sorry. This is so embarrassing." The figure in the black outfit with tattooed arms descends with a sweep of glowing green energy. The man beneath, white-haired, eyes wide, looks up in absolute terror. The Master of Darkness regards the fallen world with contempt. "Silly fool," they say. "You know nothing about my world, and yet you think you can copy my undead slash?" The Master of Darkness speaks through the ruins. "I'm not good at T-slashes. However..." The figure in the black outfit with tattooed arms clenches their grip with crushing force, even if it's just an imitation. "Stop it!" a voice cries out. The narration continues. "The undead slash isn't a technique that the average person can use." The figure in the black outfit with tattooed arms speaks with fury. "You seem to be mistaken about something. You're not brave. You're just reckless." From somewhere in the chaos, another voice cries out, "I can't stand people like you." The figure in the black outfit with tattooed arms speaks, "Just be quiet. This is the first time in my life." Their grip tightens as lightning erupts between them, two forces locked in raw, surging conflict. The blade descends. The Master of Darkness is engulfed in a surge of golden light. The figure in the black outfit with tattooed arms holds their sword aloft. "I've drawn my sword to save someone." Then, from somewhere in the chaos, "What the? This can't be!" The white-haired man's eyes are wide with terror, tears pouring down his face. The Master of Darkness, dazed, struggles to remember. What did she look like again? The figure in the black outfit with tattooed arms says, "AH, right." A massive strike connects, the impact reverberating through the chaos. She's mischievous and stubborn. An assassin, but also a softie. The Master of Darkness remembers. She would never betray anyone. And below, the figure in the black outfit with tattooed arms plummets through the chaos, arm extended. The white-haired man cries out, "I feel like something's missing." Below, the figure in the black outfit with tattooed arms, contemplative, "Ah." The figure in the black outfit with tattooed arms reaches out. She's someone who trusts others. The figure in the tan cloak descends through the chaos. From below, the young man with dark spiky hair calls out, "Thank you for remembering that I have a mole." The chaos settles. In the aftermath of the tower's collapse, Jaehwan rests, cloaked in light, and the Witch of Destruction smiles. Her contamination level is dropping. The undead transformation seems to have stopped. Jaehwan watches in disbelief. The Master of Darkness calls out into the night, "Mino, are you okay?" Through the darkness, Mino responds, "Claire, don't cry." Beast's Rain looks down at the young man. Some of that petty energy has gone away, although you still feel like a 10-year-old to me. The young man asks, "So who are you anyway?" The Master of Darkness looms close, eyes sharp with focus. "Where did you learn to do the undead slash? Or rather, undead stab?" The Master of Darkness leans in, urgent. "Doctor, is that technique he used really like your undead slash?" The figure in a tan cloak with long dark hair looks back and admits reluctantly, "I hate to admit it, but yeah." The Master of Darkness and Beast's Reign converse. Beast's Reign explains, "My undead slash isn't a skill. That's why no adapted players have been able to learn it." Below, the figure in a tan cloak with long dark hair watches from below, uncertain. That means Beast's Reign leans closer. You must be. The younger man with dark spiky hair speaks. "An awoken, one like me." Then a title card reads, "Awoken Ones." Are people who are unaffected by the rules of the system. A very small number of people have miraculously obtained great power by refusing to adapt. The younger man with dark spiky hair stands bathed in golden radiance, energy surging around him. They're strong enough to potentially upset the power balance within chaos. There are only a few known awoken ones in the whole of the Great Realm. The figure in a tan cloak with long dark hair calls out, "Ayach, so he can do the undead slash because he's an awoken one like you, Doctor." The younger man with dark spiky hair reacts urgently. "In that case." The figure in the tan cloak looks back, troubled. "Hold on, we still don't know anything about him." The Master of Darkness speaks. "But didn't you say that if someone else was capable of performing your undead slash?" The figure in a tan cloak looks up, troubled. "We could save the castle lord." The figure in a tan cloak calls out, "Doctor." The younger man with dark spiky hair responds with fierce certainty. Nothing matters more than saving the castle lord's life. A massive wing descends, drawing closer. The figure in a tan cloak speaks with authority. "We have the inner council's permission to be here. Step aside." A moment of shocked silence follows. An unseen listener reacts with shock. The captain of the Dark Soul Unit. The captain of the Dark Soul Unit, a 5th stage adapted player. The captain of the Dark Soul Unit demands, "What are they doing here? The Dark Soul Unit has nothing to do with eliminating undead. Besides, the Undead Eradication Unit already dealt with the undead." The figure in a tan cloak, wielding a curved black blade, addresses the younger man with dark spiky hair. "Greetings, messenger of the Norkyong clan. I'm the captain of the Dark Soul Unit." An unseen figure calls out, "Would you please come with us to the castle?" The younger man with dark spiky hair reacts, confused. "Huh?" From inside, someone exclaims, "Captain Jaehwan and Dr. Cheongyo. What are you doing here?" The younger man with dark spiky hair, uncertain. "That guy is a messenger of the Nokmyung clan." The tower stands against the dying light. A hand tilts a pitcher, pouring luminous golden liquid into an ornate teacup decorated with purple bands and delicate fern patterns. The liquid glows softly as it settles. The figure with long black hair and a distinctive white mask-like feature speaks. "It's nice to finally meet you, Jaehwan." The figure with long black hair and a distinctive white mask-like feature on their face speaks. "Before getting down to business, allow me to introduce myself." A man with dark streaked hair and a strong jaw, dressed in ornate golden armor, speaks from within a chamber bathed in warm light. "My name is Jürgen Cheever. I'm the Prime Minister of Gorgon Fortress." Jaehwan speaks. "I'm Jaehwan." Below, in a chamber of tall sunlit windows, the figure with long black hair and a distinctive white mask-like feature on their face laughs, saying, "You really are as quiet as Dr. Chongay said." Ha ha. The unknown character with dark spiky hair speaks. "I'll just go ahead and ask. Are you a messenger of the Nokmyung clan?" The younger man with dark, spiky hair speaks. I see. The man seated at the desk replies, No. The younger man asks, You're not. A man with brown hair, goatee, and tan and gold robes leans forward. Hey kid, let me ask you something. Stones of fallen souls are known for boosting mana, but they're also used to prove that someone belongs to the Nokmyeon clan. If you're not a member of the Nokmyeon clan, where did you get those stones? And how can you handle them without your spirit being contaminated? A man with brown hair, goatee, and tan and gold robes speaks. I found them somewhere, and I've never had any problem with handling them. From elsewhere, the younger man with dark spiky hair asks, What happened to the people those stones belong to? The man with long dark hair and a beard in the red coat delivers the blunt truth. They're dead. The man seated with brown hair and goatee reacts with alarm. Dead! What on earth could have happened to members of one of the great realm's 5 great families? From the brilliant light beyond, the younger man with dark spiky hair answers, I killed them. Mino cries out, What did you just say? From the brilliant golden light, a voice commands, Calm down, Captain Jaehwan. A figure speaks in thought. I'm sure Jaehwan had his reasons for doing so. Jaehwan stands nearby, visibly overwhelmed. I'm speechless. The Master of Darkness speaks. They attacked me first. They were trying to steal my horn. I just defended myself. The man with brown hair, goatee, and tan and gold robes says, Well, the Nokmyeon clan has always been quite greedy. So that's what happened, huh? Jaehwan. The man with brown hair, goatee, and tan and gold robes leans forward. Could you tell me a bit more about what you've been doing since you entered Chaos? Jaehwan speaks to the man with brown hair, goatee, and tan and gold robes. Since I entered Chaos, I've been trying to find a way to save the original world. The man asks, Save the original world? Jaehwan replies, Yes, even if it means sacrificing myself. The man leans back, understanding dawning. I see. So you've made your decision. I have, Jaehwan says. There's no turning back now. The man regards him with calm acceptance. Then I won't stop you. Do you believe is right? Jaehwan thanks him, and in the fading light, he steels himself. I'll save them all, no matter the cost. Jaehwan. Could you tell me a bit more about what you've been doing since you entered Chaos? Jaehwan examines the scroll in his hands. I see. Let's see if I've got this straight. You were involved in something beyond your control and ended up in Chaos by chance. And after acquiring those stones of fallen souls from the Nokmyeon clan by chance, you ended up at this fortress. The figure in the tan cloak explains. Then, you were dragged into this latest incident by chance and met Dr. Chung Heo, and you copied his undead slash after seeing him perform it only once. Jaehwan takes in the weight of what he's been told. I see. A voice questions the Prime Minister's credulity. Mr. Prime Minister, you don't believe this guy, do you? Jürgen Cheever replies, I do, in fact. The skeptic presses further. Did you bump your head or something while the castle lord has been away? A voice calls out, Doctor! He smiles with intensity. In order to gain someone's trust, you need to trust them first. A voice from across the desk asks, Would you mind if I ask you a few more questions? The man in tan and gold robes replies, Go ahead. A voice asks, Your physical body is currently alive, correct? When I destroyed the Nightmare Tower and left without proceeding to the main game, I was still technically a spirit. So there's a good chance that the Tree of Illusion mistook me for a dead person and sent me to Chaos. And my physical body is probably still alive on Earth. How did you know I'm not dead? I became involved in something beyond my control and ended up in Chaos by chance. A voice from across the desk. No one in Chaos describes their death that way. The unknown speaker asks, Are you hesitant to reveal your true identity because you're concerned about a threat from someone? Jaehwan considers the question. Maybe, maybe not. The unknown speaker taps their fingers against the desk. Maybe, maybe not. I see. Actually, there's chunty thing I wanted to apologize for. The unknown speaker leans forward. The truth is, my men have been watching you for the last 4 days. Jaehwan, in the depths below, responds, I know. That guy up on the roof was one of them, wasn't he? The Master of Darkness speaks. Ah, so you already knew. You're far more skilled than I imagined, so it wasn't easy to monitor you. The Master of Darkness continues. But I did manage to find out a few things. A surge of golden power cuts across the space between them. Target destroyed Northern Mark. Damage estimated at 40 miles. Altercation between targets and members of any Brothers Band clan. 14 employees of Sky Clan Checkpoint were severely injured. Target, the 3 Janya of Golden Sky Clan. 3 size unfitted force. Target encountered the 3 Janya brothers. The 3 Janya of Golden Sky Clan encountered. The Witch of Destruction begins moulding Garnak horn, an S5 grade material moulding. The Master of Darkness speaks as their clawed hands loom overhead. Target danger ranking SS. Target's power, unknown. Damages estimated at 380 million horns. Their eyes, teal and piercing, lock forward. Do you know what people call someone like that? The unknown speaker shouts, Someone out of their mind. Below, a smaller figure responds, I can't tell whether he is a hero or a villain. The unknown speaker shouts from above, I'm telling you, he's lost it. Below, Jaehwan regards them with an expression of cold resolve. Some people call you a hero, others a madman, he says. People have all kinds of names for you. The unknown speaker continues, seated before the brilliant window. And I call people like you. An unknown speaker, unseen above, concludes, Protagonists, they continue. These protagonists have something in common. They're famous. Below, Jaehwan stares ahead with cold suspicion. Protagonist? He says. What is this, a web comic or something? The unknown speaker shouts, But you're not famous at all. They continue. That means someone is preventing information about you from getting out. Jaehwan's jaw tightens as the weight of this revelation crashes down. The unknown speaker leans forward in the shadows. And I don't think they were doing it out of kindness to you. They continue. If they were supporting you. Jaehwan finishes the thought. You wouldn't have had such a hard time getting in here because of some silly certificate. The weight of the accusation hangs in the air as Jaehwan's face hardens with rage and understanding. The unknown speaker leans back. Exactly, they shout. So why would they support you? Jaehwan's thoughts darken. Because they need me. The unknown speaker nods from the shadows. Bingo! And the realization crystallizes. They're using me. An unknown speaker addresses Jaehwan as he falls through the roiling chaos. You're a protagonist who escaped here to chaos by chance, the voice continues, and you're on the run from some very powerful people. Jaehwan's mind races. Who could be after me? The unknown speaker proposes, I'm not totally sure, but could it be the Master of Darkness? The text before them reads, Master of Darkness, the slave cultivator, the most dreadful creature, ruling the game, one of the 12 masters of the great realm. Unknown speaker shouts, How powerful are the masters? Above, the silhouettes of demonic figures with burning red eyes surround the void. Below, Jaehwan sits motionless in his chair, hand raised to his chin, considering the weight of the question. The unknown speaker leans close. I won't ask who you are or where you're from. They continue. I won't ask you to pay for the damages to the fortress either. In fact, Gorgon Fortress will protect you. An unknown speaker gazes upon the burning fortress. Is Gorgon Fortress strong enough, they ask, to face the 12 masters of the great realm? The unknown speaker leans down. Is that who's after you? The 12 masters? They straighten. It might be one of them. Even better. They continue. The masters aren't allowed to get involved directly in anything that happens in chaos. The unknown speaker leans forward. So, what do you want from me in return? Unknown speaker says, all I ask, Jaehwan, is that you do me a favor. The man in tan and gold robes faces a golden-orange sunset. Please save the castle lord, the unknown speaker continues. 2 hours later, a massive cauldron burns with intense fire, flames consuming the space around it. The unknown speaker moves through the corridor. The inspector of the northern checkpoint and that woman are recovering in the medical room. The unknown speaker walks through the corridor. They speak, but are you sure you want to go to the training ground instead of the very important person suite? The unknown speaker provokes the confrontation. Isn't it time we fight and settle whether your stab or my slash is stronger? A hesitant response comes back. Aha! The unknown speaker calls down. Hey kid, you cleared the expert tower too, didn't you? A young man with dark spiky hair and a white eye covering looks up in surprise. The unknown speaker continues. Do you know something, old man? You bet I do. The unknown speaker's boot comes down hard against the floor. The chamber opens before them. Colossal arched doors carved with intricate designs, their surfaces glowing with warm golden light from the windows beyond. The tall figure stands motionless, silhouetted against the radiance, while the small figure nearby looks up at the doors in awe. The figure in tan and gold robes leans down. I'll tell you whatever you want to know if you can beat me. A deafening explosion tears through the chamber. In the inferno, the small figure with dark, spiky hair and white eye covering throws back his head and laughs. A sound no longer quite human. The unknown speaker looks down at the figure before them, although that's probably impossible. The wrecking ball swings, a massive sphere of golden fire suspended by chains, tearing through the space with devastating force. The man in the tan cloak stands motionless, then exhales. Out in the desolate landscape beyond, his voice carries across the cracked earth. Hey! Master of Darkness stands alone in the ruined chamber, golden light streaming down from above. Let's fight one more time, they say. The small figure with dark spiky hair and white eye covering glances with intensity. Around him, the ornate chamber falls silent. I think the fight is already over, old man, he says. The impact sends debris flying. Master of Darkness speaks urgently. I haven't used my finishing move yet. The unknown speaker responds. You'll die if I use it. That's why I've been holding back. I was worried about you. They continue. He keeps saying that. An unseen voice confronts the small figure with dark spiky hair and white eye covering. You rude little brat. The figure responds, How old are you? Leaning against the brick wall, he continues, Probably, around 60. An unseen voice erupts across the battlefield. Ha! Well, I'm 1,000 years old! The two fighters collide in a burst of white light and impact. The voice continues, Even if you've been practicing that stab for 60 years, you can't beat someone who's been practicing slashes for 1,000 years. The unknown speaker shouts, You've been practicing slashes for 1,000 years. The small figure with dark spiky hair and white eye covering stands amid the rubble of the ruined chamber. That's right, he shouts back. The unknown speaker shouts, It looks to me like you've barely been practicing for 10 years. The figure stands amid the ruins, cape flowing behind them, as the massive hand of the small figure with dark spiky hair and white eye covering clenches below, cracking against the stone. The figure in a tan cloak is driven backwards. The small figure with dark spiky hair and white eye covering stands amid the wreckage, fist extended. You've been practicing for 1,000 years, he shouts. And this is what you get from it. The small figure with dark spiky hair and white eye covering shouts, "You little punk!" The figure in a tan cloak strikes back with tremendous force, sending him hurtling through the air amid a shower of debris. The clash continues as the figure in a tan cloak drives forward relentlessly, forcing the small figure with dark spiky hair and white eye covering back through the ruins. The figure in a tan cloak shouts, "Let's hear what you have to say after this attack." A devastating burst of cyan energy erupts from the ground. A devastating wave of cyan energy erupts across the ruins. The Master of Darkness draws in the energy, collecting it, the power spiraling inward. Jaehwan is lifted skyward through the torrent of energy. The Master of Darkness speaks. This is the true form of the tower. Jaehwan, suspended above in the torrent, replies, "And you've realized it too." The Master of Darkness raises their hand, black tendrils coalescing as the cyan energy intensifies. "We cannot coexist. Only one world will remain." Jaehwan descends through the power toward the confrontation. "Then let's settle this." Their clash erupts in an explosion of white and cyan light.